Hello everyone. I think you are studying well at home. Okay, let's start with today this session 2, class 9, geography chapter 2, atmosphere, structure, air pressure and wind system. So in previous classes we have discussed already what is air pressure, what is air mass, what is front, what is cold front, warm front, stationary front, occluded front, right? So today we will see regarding cyclone. Cyclone, it comes under secondary circulation of the air, right? Secondary circulation of the air. But we should know what is cyclone and what is anticyclone. Okay. First thing, this is the sketch of what? Earth. This is 0 degree. This is Tropic of Cancer. This is Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, let's see. This is northern hemisphere, right? NH. I'm writing NH. This is southern hemisphere. SH. This is North Pole. This is South Pole. SP. This is NP. Okay. So cyclone, what is? We know cyclone forms in the northern hemisphere, that is anti-clockwise. In the northern hemisphere, that is cyclone is anti-clockwise, and southern hemisphere definitely will be reciprocal, that is clockwise, right? And same again, and this side, this is cyclone. This is the case of cyclone. This is the case of anticyclone, right? So anticyclone forms in the northern hemisphere, that is clockwise. It is very easy to remember. And in the southern hemisphere, that is anti-clockwise. But first thing is that how cyclone forms. Okay. So this is the northern hemisphere. This is southern hemisphere. This is high pressure zone. This is subpolar low pressure zone. Again, this is in the polar zone, that is high pressure, because we know that there is the high depression of the air in the polar area. That's why there is high pressure, right? Again, in the high pressure, because condition is same regarding northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Okay. Okay, we will see now how cyclone form. So we know that wind always blows from, this is the high pressure, from high pressure to low pressure, right? Okay. So in the cyclone case, what happened? There is in the high pressure zone, so in the low pressure zone in the middle. In the middle, one low pressure zone is there, and in the side, there are some in the periphery zone. There is some high pressure zone surrounding the low pressure. Suppose these are the high pressure zone in the northern side, northeastern, southeastern, southern side, right? So what happens in the cyclone? Air takes cyclic movement. Air moves in the cyclic path. Why air moves cyclic path? Suppose from high pressure to high pressure wind never blows, right? We always know that from high pressure to low pressure wind used to blow. So that's why what happened, from high pressure to high pressure wind can go, wind can move. That's why what happens, suppose from this high pressure zone, wind is coming to this zone, what will happen? So wind will never reach this zone. Why? Because there is high pressure depression of the air, right? Then what will happen? In the middle, there is one low pressure zone is there. That is symbolized by L. L means low pressure zone. What will happen? Whenever the pressure will come, wind will come from the high pressure zone, this will take the cyclic path and it will start moving around the low pressure zone. Okay? So same condition will be there. Again from this zone, pressure zone number 1, this is zone number 2. So from this zone what will happen? Again pressure, the wind will come. Again it will take the cyclic path. Again from this zone, wind will come, take the cyclic path. So condition will be continued like this. So what will happen? From every side, wind will enter in the low pressure zone and it will move in the cyclic path. So that is called a cyclone. But why cyclone? But there is one difference is that cyclone always form the cloud. It helps in the cloud formation. Because in the cyclone what happens? There is difference. Well, I will show the difference. This is cyclone. What is the difference? This is cyclone. This is anticyclone. Okay. So what happens in the cyclone and anticyclone? In cyclone, air always rises up. That's why we can see here rising up, rising air. We can write here rising air. But in the anticyclone, air always suppress, right? Subside. Then again, what happens in the cyclone? There is the convergence of the air. Convergence means from the high pressure to low pressure air converges. Then what happens? whenever low pressure zone is there, if the this high pressure zone in the periphery here, then what will happen? From the high pressure to low pressure wind will enter and it will take the cyclic path. It will move around the low pressure. So what happens in a cyclone? There is convergence of the air, and in the anticyclone there is divergence. Definitely it will be the opposite. So there will be the divergence of the air. Again in the cyclone, what happens? Cyclone forms a cloud, but we can't see any cloud formation in the anticyclone. So that's why in the anticyclone there is no any cloud formation. So we can write here no cloud formation, right? So these are the actually differences. Main differences is there. But what happens? Suppose to form the cyclone, we always see the uniform area. Uniform area means there is in a certain or in a large extent of area, there will be the temperature, pressure, humidity should be same. Okay. Suppose this is a high pressure area. This is high pressure area. So what will happen? From the high pressure to low pressure, suppose these are high pressure area, these are the high pressure area. So in the middle, we know that in the cyclone, the middle area is a low pressure. So that is called the cyclone eye or cyclonic eye, right? Suppose from the high pressure to low pressure, wind is entering like this. That is divergence or convergence. Definitely this is convergence, right? So in the cyclone, we know that there is convergence of the air, and in this cyclone there is divergence of the air. So in the convergence, what will happen? Wind is entering in the low pressure zone. What will happen? We know that in the cyclone always air rises up, means there is a condition of the rising air. Then what will happen? From the low pressure area, the air will rise up like this. Okay. So this middle portion is the low pressure area, that is called the eye. Then what will happen? So air can go to a very long distance. Then what will happen? It will start the formation of the cloud in both sides. In every side there will form the cloud. And generally, cyclone brings the moisture laden wind. What is that moisture laden wind? Because those air brings the moisture, that is called the moisture laden wind, right? And that air generally gives the rainfall. Because there are different types of rainfall, orographic rainfall, cyclonic rainfall. But here we will not discuss the orographic rainfall. Oro means what? Mountain. Oro means mountain, that means related with the any high relief features. That is called mountain. So those actually rainfalls occurs due to the presence of the high relief features or any high obstacles, that is called orography. But here we will study only cyclonic rainfalls because we are discussing about cyclone. So, and another forest rainfall is there because we know that rainforest is there, and one rainforest is there, that is in Tinsukia, one rainforest is there. What is the rainforest? Those forests brings rainfall, create rainfall, right? So these are called the forest rainfall. But here only we will discuss cyclone. So what happens in this mechanism? The warm air will rise up. Again, what will happen? They will form the cloud in the periphery of the area, and they will gives the rainfall, right? So then what will happen? There will be the high velocity of the wind. We know that according to the Beaufort scale, what is the velocity? Velocity is, if the velocity is greater than 64 knot, then the cyclone will come, right? So this is the condition of the cyclone. So, but we should remember one thing here. In northern hemisphere, okay, I will draw the sketch here. In northern hemisphere, this is the equator, 0 degree. This is the northern hemisphere. This is southern hemisphere, right? So in the northern hemisphere, cyclone is always anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise means opposite of the direction of the clock. And in the southern hemisphere, it will be opposite. That is the clockwise. This is the case of cyclone. And again, anticyclone. This is if the see. It is very easy to remember. If cyclone is anti-clockwise in the northern hemisphere, definitely anticyclone will be the clockwise. Don't confuse it. Okay. So if the anticyclone is clockwise in the northern hemisphere, definitely it will be the clockwise in the southern hemisphere. Sorry, anti-clockwise is clockwise in the northern hemisphere and it is anti-clockwise in the southern hemisphere, right? So this is a case of anticyclone. Okay. So, so according to the scientist Francis Galton, he has given a concept in 1861. You please remember this year, 1861. So according to him, there are how many types of cyclone? Two types. One is tropical cyclone, another is the extra tropical cyclone, right? Tropical means generally cyclone forms in the tropical area, tropical region. So those cyclone forms in the tropical region because tropical region is full of what? Plain regions. Generally the desert is there, uniform surface is there, these oceans are there, seas are there, right? Any marine climate is there. So in a marine climate, marine means water bodies. Marine were related with the water bodies. So if the large water body is there, so related with that, temperature, pressure will be remain same. Then what will happen? So due to uniform temperature, pressure, humidity condition, there will be form the cyclone, right? So in the tropical cyclone, always formed in the tropical area. So this is the tropical area from 0 degree to this is the tropical area from 0 degree to this is equator. This is a tropical region. 30 degree north, 40 degree north. This is a tropical area. Okay. So if the cyclone will form from 0 degree to that 40 degree within this latitudinal region, that is called the tropical. Okay. And beyond this tropical region, another region is there, that is called the extra tropical region. Extra. Okay. So if the cyclone will form from this 30 degree latitude to the this up to the polar region, that is called the what? Extra tropical cyclone. Okay. So generally tropical regions, tropical cyclones are generally marine form. Marine form means it forms in the water bodies and it brings the very devastating condition towards the people, right? Okay. Now, okay, let's proceed to the anticyclone. Cyclone we have discussed. Cyclone means cyclic path. The movement of the air in the cyclic path, that is called cyclone. And what is anticyclone? Anticyclone is the opposite of the cyclone. So this first anticyclone concept, we'll see who has given this concept. So anticyclone concept is given by Galton in again 1861. Okay. So according to him, what happens? There is one high pressure zone in the middle. So previously we were discussing regarding cyclone. Cyclone means one low pressure region in the middle, but in the anticyclone there is high pressure region in the middle, right? Then what will happen? Here we can see there is the depression of the air, right? Sorry, this is also depression of the air. Air depressed there means air subsides. Then what happen? What will happen? Due to upper air circulation, because we know that our jet stream blows over Indian subcontinent, right? There is the upper air circulation in the tropopause. Tropopause means the in the above the troposphere. So what will happen? Due to depression of the air, when air subsides, what happens? It brings the actually in the high pressure zone there is cold air, because cold air is very dense. Density of the air is very high. That's why there is cold air is heavy. So due to high density. So what happens when the air subsides here? Air get depressed here. Then what happens? This high pressure zone, it just pulls the air outside. So what happens there? So it starts moving anti-clockwise like this. That means suppose this is high pressure area. 61. Suppose this is one high pressure zone is there. Suppose in the side there is low pressure zone, different low pressure zone is there. So what will happen? From this high pressure zone, wind will move outward. Okay, like this. And there is no any limit of the wind. So what happens? When it covers a large area, so their velocities remain calm. That means very low velocity. That means 10 knot, 14 knot like that. So in 10 knot, 14 knot, a velocity is very low. That means we can it is near to 0. So that's why what happened? And this cyclone just it never form any cloud. or never form any, never brings any rainfall. Okay, so this is the case of the anticyclone. Suppose here wind is moving in this direction, again it comes in this direction. So once cycle is going on here, but this is a clockwise. Okay, so generally anticyclone is clockwise in the northern hemisphere and anti-clockwise in the southern hemisphere. So we'll see what are the different types of anticyclone. Number one is subtropical warm core anticyclone. Subtropical warm core anticyclone. Next is high latitudinal cold core anticyclone. So generally anticyclone forms in the forms between the Hadley cell and the Ferrel cell. Hadley cell and the Ferrel cell of the globe. But what is this Hadley cell? What is this Ferrel cell? Okay, we will see in the diagram. Suppose this is the diagram of the globe. This is 0 degree. So what happened? This is a tropical region. This is a tropical Cancer. This is a tropical Capricorn, right? So what happened? We know that trade wind blows from tropical region to the equatorial region. So equatorial region is called a doldrum. Why equatorial region is called doldrum? Because their wind velocity is totally 0. Because of cool and calm wind, their velocity is 0. So due to 0 velocity, that is called a doldrum according to the meteorologist. So wind comes from this tropical region to the equatorial region. Again from this southern hemisphere tropical region to the equatorial region. Again what happens? Due to a high temperature, because we know that this is the sun. Okay, sun rays falls vertically in the equatorial region. So due to high temperature, what happens? Air always rises up. Air always rises up. Again it backs to the tropical region. Right? So this cycle is going on in the Hadley cell. Okay, this is called Hadley cell because velocity of the wind is high. Again another zone is there because we know that according to the permanent pressure belt, how many permanent pressure belt? 4 permanent pressure belt. One is equatorial low pressure, another is a tropical high pressure, next is the subpolar low pressure, again polar high pressure, right? Again what happens? From the low pressure zone, this is the low pressure zone. Again from the polar high pressure, from polar region to the again tropical region, again wind comes because in the polar region high pressure is there. We know that from high pressure to low pressure wind always blows. Okay. Again what happens? Here when the temperature falls down, pressure falls down when there will be low pressure, because when there will be low pressure, temperature will be high. So due to high temperature what will happen? Again air will rise down. Again what will happen? Again this air will be back to that place. That means one cyclone, this air cycle will be continued. Okay. So that is called the Ferrel cell. So generally what happens? In between this Hadley cell and the Ferrel cell, in this zone generally anticyclone forms, because here when the density of the air increases, then one pressure zone forms, that is called the high pressure zone. Again from this high pressure zone, when the high pressure zone will form here, again the periphery area there will be low pressure zone. So then what will happen? From the high pressure to low pressure, again wind will move. So that is called the anticyclone, right? But this types actually depends on the characteristics of the climate. So if climate is warm, then it is called the warm anticyclone. That means if the air is warm, temperature will be above 18 degrees Celsius, because we know that average temperature generally in any place that is 18 degrees Celsius. Means we are not talking about this polar region, talking about the tropical region. So if the air is warm, then that is warm anticyclone. Okay. So if the air is cold, then that is called cold anticyclone. So generally cold anticyclone we can found in the northeastern part of America, because this is the influence of the Caribbean Sea. Caribbean Sea, there are some islands are there: Haiti, West Indies, East Indies, Jamaica. Kingston is the capital of Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, right? So in the northern part of the South America, north of South America, so this cyclone forms due to the cold influence of the cold wave comes from the Atlantic Ocean. Again, it forms the anticyclone, that is called the cold wave. So sometimes anticyclone is also called the cold wave. But if it will bring the warm air, then it will be called warm wave, hot wave, not so warm. It is called hot wave, right? So generally, anticyclone is called cold wave. Why? Because anticyclone brings the cold air. Okay. So the main difference is that here in cyclone rising air is there, in anticyclone there is subsidence of air. There is convergence of the air in the cyclone, and there is divergence of the air in the anticyclone. There is the cloud formation in the cyclone, there is no any cloud formation in the cyclone. So a cyclone brings generally rainfall, but anticyclone doesn't bring any rainfall. Okay. We'll see there what is the diameter. Generally, cyclone diameter is 200 kilometer to 1500 kilometer. Sometimes, because last time cyclone came, Nisarg cyclone came in India, in the Mumbai coast. This Amphan cyclone came in the coast of the West Bengal, Sundarban Delta. So these are the very devastating cyclone. Anticyclone, there is no any particular diameter in the anticyclone, because anticyclone it moves from the high pressure to low pressure. It covers a very large distance. Okay. So this much all about this cyclone and anticyclone. We have already discussed regarding this all the wind patterns, Beaufort scale, what is the velocity, what is the different characteristics, what are the different factors of the direction and the origin of the wind, right? So next class we will discuss regarding all the these local winds and the monsoon climate. So this is the end of the chapter, this much only up to here. Okay, I think your concept is clear. If you have any query, then you just give in a feedback session. Thank you.